Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kate and I love all things makeup, skincare, beauty, and fun. Today we're going to be talking about the newest makeup releases. I will admit there's a bit of a lull right now. It's the time between Christmas and the New Year. That being said, I fully suspect that the drugstore specifically will be like really ramping up their launches in the new year, but we're going to talk about what has been released. So if you are interested in this type of content, I would love it if you would give this video a thumbs up, consider subscribing to my channel, and without any further ado, let's go. Okay, so let's fix this hair. It's driving me nuts today. I need to cut it pretty desperately. It's like pretty gross at the ends, but we're gonna do what we can right now. Okay, so starting off strong, we have a new release from ColourPop. This is their new Golden Hour palette, and it is gonna retail for $24. It looks like they have a duochrome, shimmers, and a matte. So the duochrome I feel like is like somewhat new for ColourPop. I know that they came out with those duochrome, multi-chrome liquids over the summer. And I had thinking, so first of all, a lot of them were black based. And while I can appreciate any multi or duochrome, black based are not my most favorite. And I also was like just dying to see like what the quality was there, because I feel like for it to be done at a quality that I'm comfortable putting on my eyes and playing with, the price point can't be what ColourPop was offering. You know what I mean? And lo and behold, I felt like I saw a lot of folks talking about how they did not work. So I'm grateful that I skipped on that. But I'm curious, they didn't, in the promo picture, they don't show which shade is the duochrome, so I'm curious about that. It's a pretty neutral eyeshadow palette, and I have plenty of not only neutral eyeshadow palettes, but I also have neutral eyeshadow palettes from ColourPop, so they're gonna need to do something more here to draw me in. I feel like in 2023, ColourPop was like one of those brands that I felt like kind of fell off a little bit. I think I bought one thing from ColourPop all year. I bought the Sage of the Day, the palette, and it's a nice palette. I like green, but I just feel like indie brands are like really coming in hot, and so for me it makes more sense to buy something that I really want instead of 10 somethings from ColourPop that don't compare. You know what I mean? So this is okay. It's not for me, but it's available now, I do believe, if you're interested. AF94 is going to have some new products coming out. I believe you can find these at Ulta Beauty and I think Walmart. It says, oh no, okay, I see. So I know you can find it at Walmart. I don't know if they're available yet, but it says they're coming to Ulta Beauty, which is actually very convenient. Primarily because my Walmart, and I think a lot of us could probably relate to this, like they don't necessarily carry every single brand that I'm looking for there. Or if they carry the brand, they only have like their old launches, and I'm like, what is going on? So I'm grateful that they're coming to Ulta. Let's see here. So there is the It Takes Two Bronzer Highlight Duo that's going to be $9. Playdate Glow Multi-Use Cheek and Lip is going to be $9. The Swirled Liquid Marble Eyeshadow is going to be $10. And then the Lava Lust Lip Stain is going to be $10. Okay, there's a lot going on here. So it doesn't show on that bronzer highlighter stick if it comes in multiple shades. I would hope so, because that's going to work for kind of a limited amount of people. And beyond that, it's actually not something that I'm even remotely interested in. Because I'm just picturing it, like, unless it's emollient enough, like painting two stripes like that, I'm not seeing the vision. I'll look for reviews, like on YouTube and stuff, and see like what people are saying. I will say though, the multi-use cheek and lip looks interesting. Like the colors that they chose look really pretty. And at $9, that's a pretty fair price point. My thing with lips and cheeks is that it usually performs really well on one and not well at all on the other. So I'm always like super hesitant to pick those up. So I'm not chomping really at the bit for that. The eyeshadows, they look pretty. But that being said, I'm not really somebody right now at this stage of my life that is doing like a liquid shadow, like one and done type of a look. Typically, if I am, it's usually like something really neutral and like sparkly. So that's gonna be a no. But maybe the lip oils, if I come across them on Ulta or at Walmart, I could be interested in I think I said lip oils, I meant lip stains. I could be interested in those. My only gripe is that there's 3 out of the 6 are super pinky, and then the other 3 out of 6 are super peachy. So I feel like the shade range is a little sus, but all like pretty fair price points. Just none of this is saying like I need to run out and buy this right now. It looks like Sephora has a new favorites kit. This is for lips. So it is the Perfect Pout Lip Kit. It is going to retail for $34. There are 3 full size in here. So there's the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Revolution, the full size of the Glossier Ultra Lip, the full size of the Rare Beauty Kind Words lipstick, and then a deluxe sample of the Clarins lip oil, and a deluxe Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip. It says that it's coming soon. This one is actually really good. If I can grab this before it sells out, I definitely will, because I have 3 of the 5 formulas already, and I have been wanting to try that Clarins lip oil because people are saying really positive things about it in terms of it being like good for the lips but also like pretty. And then I'm kind of indifferent about the Glossier one, but nonetheless it's a full size, so definitely keep your peepers peeled if you're interested in this. I definitely will pick this up if I can do that before it sells out. I feel like it's going to be one of those that sells out really fast, but we'll see. Natasha Denona, these are available now. She released a couple add-ons to her My Dream collection. So she has the mini My Dream and Glow blush. That's going to retail for $22. And then she has the mini palette, which is going to retail for $27. I have the My Dream palette. I actually got everything in that collection. That is like one of my favorite launches from her still. I actually still need to pick up all the palettes she released in 2023. I just like didn't grab them throughout the year. I was trying to be like on a low buy, but I really do want to have them in my collection. So I do want to pick those up, and I also want to pick up at least the blush from this. I'm tempted to do the eyeshadow palette too, because so I have a travel makeup bag that I bring with me to work, and I usually keep it at work, except for to like change things out periodically. But if I'm doing my makeup at work because I didn't have time to do it that morning, typically speaking, I am going for something really easy, quick, and neutral, because I'm not trying to spend 30 minutes on my eyeshadow when I walk in the door. The other thing is sometimes I'll work the overnights, and when I get up in the morning, I'll need my makeup. So I have a makeup bag there, so I'm feeling like it's possible that owning this could be an excusable offense. Right now, I do have one of her other minis. I think it's her Retro Love mini. It's like one of my favorite palettes of all time. I'm about to hit pan in it, but I do love it, so I could be convinced on the palette, but I definitely want to grab that blush. New from Tarte is their Tarte Cosmetics Glamazon collection. Okay, so there is an eyeshadow palette for $47. It looks like we're going to get 10 shades. And then, wait a minute. I see. Okay, yes, 10 shades in the one for $47. And then there's a Glamazon To Go eyeshadow palette that looks like it's gonna have 5 shades, and that one's gonna retail for $29. Brows for Days framing gel for $25. Limited edition Lights Camera Action mascara $25, and then a limited edition buffer brush for $36. So it's available now. So just a quick note here. Natasha Denona, I feel like, is a cult favorite, and in my opinion, it's one of those formulas that works for so many people, and it's one of those brands that like typically has a higher price point. Okay, so now that we've bared that in mind, somehow Tarte thinks that we're gonna pay $2 more for their 5 shadow palette, when Tarte does not have the history, in my experience and in my opinion, of having like a foolproof formula. They in fact are, along with Too Faced, like very well known for like having pretty inconsistent formula. So it's a little interesting to me that they think $29 for 5 shadows is a good move. That is obviously going to be a no for me. The Lights Camera Lashes, it's a nice mascara. It's not like one that is my absolute favorite, but it's nice. I just don't want it in special limited edition packaging. Their brush, I don't want that, especially for that price point. If I'm gonna buy brushes this year, or in 2024, it's gonna be from BK Beauty or Singe Beauty. Maybe even blinged brushes, but it's not gonna be Tarte. And then the 10 shades for $47, which is also, it's like, so you're selling 5 shadows for $29. So if you double that, that's $60, but somehow this palette is for whatever. Nonetheless, this one is going to be a no for me as well. I will say, I do like that they included some jewel tones in there. So it's one of those that like I'll be looking out for reviews for it, because the jewel tones and like the way that they did light and depth in here looks really beautiful. The metallic blue looks really beautiful. The dark green looks really beautiful. I get nervous with Tarte because I've had palettes from them. I think I had, was it like a Harouche palette? Oh my gosh, years ago. Like 8 years ago. I think it was Harouche. I could be mistaken. I had a palette that she collabed with them, and it was so good. Like, so good. But that was like the last time that I enjoyed a Tarte palette. And even that one, it was a collaboration, mind you. So like the colors weren't just like soft pink. And it was a collaboration. And so it was like top tier quality. But initially it's going to be a no for me on this $50 10 shadow palette from Tarte. Like even ColourPop like has this, like I feel like you could pull out your Raw Beauty Christie palette and it's this Tarte palette. You know what I mean? Like, no. I'm not interested. Sol de Janeiro has a new body butter. It is going to be $48 for the full size, $22 for the mini. They describe this as an ultra rich body butter that supports the skin's barrier and penetrates deep below the skin's surface to lock in moisture and relieve extra dry skin. Notes of vanilla and sugared violet. I like the idea of it. I feel like the timing is good. It is their, I don't even think I said the name, their Delica Drench body butter. So I like that it's for super dry skin. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to pick it up because I have some moisturizers that I'm trying to go through right now. And the thing about theirs is that they're so darn expensive. They're so darn expensive. Don't get me wrong, I've had theirs in the past and I love them, but it's just kind of expensive. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think so. I do not think I'm going to pick this up, but you know, if I do, don't be like super surprised, because I have body butters and I have lotions right now that I got at like TJ Maxx because they were cost effective, and they're okay, they're fine, but my skin is pretty dry, so that's why I'm like, oh, I could be tempted, but $50 basically for a moisturizer seems a little out of pocket. New from, let's see here, Playing in Makeup by Yolando. I have never heard of this brand, but nonetheless, this is the Visionary palette. It has 30 shades of highly pigmented, buttery smooth, and easy to blend eyeshadows. It says it's coming soon. I've never heard of this brand. I've never heard anyone talk about this brand. The eyeshadow palette, I can see how a multitude of people would like this color story. It's very neutral. It has, again, the ability to go really light. It has the ability to build depth. It's going to be a no for me. So here's the thing. Here is the thing. I love indie makeup and I enjoy trying new things and exploring new brands, but I'm not comfortable pioneering that. I am not obviously somebody that like gets monetary compensation by doing YouTube. It's just a hobby of mine. I think it's fun. But that being said, I'm not willing to spend my hard-earned money on a brand that I've never heard of, nor have I heard people talk about. Kind of like, so earlier this year, I feel like we heard a lot from Sugar Drizzle in terms of their releases. And we heard some like whisperings in the corridor about them. And so I was feeling like, okay, yeah, sure. But then at the end of this year, like nobody's talking about Sugar Drizzle anymore. So I'm like, something obviously happened. And this is like kind of set the footwork, in my opinion, for where I'm like, I'm not willing necessarily to be the one to pioneer it, where there's no like, it's not an investment for me. You know what I mean? For like folks that are on YouTube or TikTok or whatever platform and they're able to like monetize their content, it could be seen as an investment in terms of like taxes and stuff, and like making money. But for me, it's a no. The color story also is not like unique enough in my opinion that like it's something I feel like I'm like missing in my collection. Admittedly, I'm probably not missing much from this giant mess of palettes that I have, but yeah, this is just going to be a no. Nothing against the creator, nothing against the brand. I want to see other people talk about it first. Lawless is coming out with some new shades in their Forget the Filler Lip Plumping Line Smoothing Gloss. These look more opaque, don't they, than like some of their other ones. I have 2 of theirs. And the purple one is actually pretty opaque too, now that I'm thinking about it, but like these look especially opaque. So these retail for $26. So there's the new Smoke Show, which is going to be like a brick rose. And then there's Popsicle, which is a sheer blackberry. I love this gloss formula. It is hands down my favorite gloss formula. And this is coming from someone who used to not like gloss. So I love their gloss formula. I could be tempted to try both, honestly. It looks like they are available now. Also, if you're interested in them, I could be tempted to get both of these because their formula is so good. It is so good. And I feel like it's one that it's a little bit thicker. So if you don't like a thicker gloss, you won't like this formula, but it does last longer. And despite it being thicker, you don't get those strings that make me literally want to vomit. So, love the formula. Probably gonna consider picking up both. New from the Sephora in-house collection. These are available now. They have a Sephora Colorful Contour Matte Powder, which is going to retail for $14. They describe it as an ultra-fine matte contour powder to effortlessly sculpt and define. And then they have their powder luminizer also for $14. And it comes in 6 shades. It looks like the contour comes in 4 shades. So the price point is actually pretty decent on these. That being said, I do like to contour actually specifically in the winter, and even like into the spring. And then when summer comes around, I'm a little bit more into the bronzy tones again, but I don't love a powder contour. I have 2 contour sticks that I absolutely love. I have one by Milk and I have one by Westman Atelier, and they're both cream and they come in a stick, and I find them very easy to like maneuver and manipulate and like actually create shadow on the face, and it lasts quite a while. I don't find that I love to use a powder contour in the same way necessarily. And I also find that like powders on my face don't always last the longest. For reference, I have combination skin. Admittedly, in the winter, the combination really shines because my skin is more dry, specifically like down here, whereas like right here and then here is nice and oily. It's just thrilling, truly. But I just don't think that these are going to be for me. The highlighters look pretty. That being said, I find a lot of times that if a highlighter has something embossed in it, in order for that embossing to be there, it typically is a little bit more firmly pressed, and consequently you have to dig a bit more. So that kind of has me feeling like I don't know about that. If there's like rave reviews, you know, and one of their like their spring savings event, when that comes up, if there's like rave reviews and they're 20% off at the spring savings event, I could be convinced to grab one, but right now it's a no for me. New from Morphe, they have a new palette, and it looks like they have some brushes to accompany it along with some glosses. So this is going to be a 35 shade Aurascape Artistry palette. It's going to retail for $28, 35 hyperpigmented pastel shades, matte shimmer and metallic finishes, drip glass glazed high lip shine gloss for $12. Did it say what the brush? Oh, here we are. The 6-piece face and eye brush set for $28. No. Immediately no. So, no. Morphe is a brand that I'm admittedly not shopping from right now because of the way that they handled everything with their employees by closing all of their brick and mortar stores. I just think that that was so crummy, and like, how do you expect people to support you after that? I also feel like Morphe is stuck in 2018. Like, they cannot get out of their own way. It's like, it doesn't actually necessarily matter that you're not collaborating with influencers. What we don't love is that your eyeshadow formula is stuck in 2018, and we're 6 years in the future, here and now. Like, this is not going to just suffice. And I also, like, as far as trends go, in 26, I would say probably like 2015, 2018, even 2019, these big eyeshadow palettes that were like a bargain were the move. They were the move and they were the vibe. That is not the case. That is no longer the case. A lot of folks, myself included, are not as like chomping at the bit here to like reach into an eyeshadow palette that's the size of our head. And beyond that, if for some reason I am, it's not going to be a Morphe palette. You know what I mean? And that being said, I have one Morphe palette remaining. I technically still have the original Jaclyn Hill. I just don't use it because mine's a mess. But I have her second one, and I do enjoy playing with it. It's a fine formula. But, like, would I buy that palette today? No, I wouldn't. I have it, and so I play with it. But I wouldn't repurchase it, and nothing, in my humble opinion, about their formulas has changed since then. And the last collection I reviewed from them was like the Sour Patch Kids. It came out a couple of summers ago, and it was like, I love Sour Patch Kids, so I was like, oh, this will be fun. No. It was fine, but I decluttered it. I literally decluttered it later that year, and I spent my own money on it. It was just a no. In terms of like Morphe, if people are interested in something from that brand, their brushes are actually not bad. I've had most of mine for over 5 years at this point, and I still use them. Some of them like need to go because I've had them for going on like 8 years, and they're like pretty like beat up at this point. But that being said, like, in terms of affordability and quality, their brushes are not bad. But you can also get decent brushes from ColourPop. I think the difference with Morphe, and this set is not like, what's the word? It's not their best display of this, but in terms of Morphe eyeshadow brushes, they have more versatile shapes and sizes versus ColourPop has like very run-of-the-mill like cuts on their bristles, and a lot of those are like not necessarily what I'm looking for. That being said, if you are looking for like really basic brushes that have, in my opinion, they're more readily, or they're more easy to use, I think Morphe does an okay job. I won't take that away from them. I still have, again, a slew of their brushes, but these kits are not always the best because a lot of times they'll have like 1 or 2 brushes that I'm like, yes, I like this a lot. But then the other like 5 or 6 brushes, I'm like, I'm never going to use this. I don't like super loose, fluffy, puffy brushes, you know? So that was a long rant, but regardless, I am not interested in this. If you are, it is available now. It looks like Essence has released a new collection. This is their Chili Vanilla. Chili Vanilla, that's adorable. Anyway, a Chili Vanilla collection. So it looks like they have a Chili Vanilla. It's gonna get me every time. Anyways, a Chili Vanilla lip mask. Trying not to laugh. And then they also have a lip glaze, a lip balm, under eye cream, liquid eyeshadow, face and body highlighter stick, and giant sponge. Chili Vanilla. Sorry, I'm still stuck on that. Anyway, let's see here. I'm interested in that sponge. I am admittedly most interested in that sponge. I love jumbo sponges. I know that they're not for everyone, but hear me out. I have a giant freaking head. I have a huge head. And consequently, I have a big face. So for me, if I have a big sponge that I can like puff, 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 and get my foundation blended out lickety split, I'm thrilled. I am delighted. So if these come to Ulta, best believe I'm picking up several of those sponges. The brightening under eye cream, I could be interested in. What I'm trying to figure out is, like, in this picture, what one is that? You know what I mean? I thought maybe it was a little circular pot, but that's the lip mask. I have no idea. I think it's going to depend on what the eye cream looks like, but I could be interested in trying that out. I have enough lip masks to last me a lifetime. I just picked up the Garfield collection from Glamlight. That came with a lip mask. Over the Sephora VIB sale for the fall, I got the Laneige lip mask mini set. I also have the Scooby-Doo one from Glamlight. I have a full-size Laneige. Like, I do not need any more lip masks. I think I have one from Jaclyn Cosmetics too. I actually hate that one, but nonetheless, I have plenty. I have one from Kaleidos. Yeah, the list goes on. I do not need a lip mask. So if you hear me, like, at any point talking about picking up a lip mask, like, feel free to, like, electrocute me through the phone, through the computer, through the camera, whatever you're using. Feel free to electrocute me because I don't need any more. But yes, I am interested in this. It doesn't say when it's going to be available. It says coming soon to their website. So it's a little annoying, but if it's available on Amazon or Ulta, I will definitely grab those sponges. We have a couple of new highlighters, both from Benefit and MAC. So, oh wait, no, not MAC. Anastasia Beverly Hills. Holy smokes. Doesn't this packaging scream MAC? So interesting. Like, literally, I thought that this was a MAC Lunar New Year collection, but I digress. Okay, so it's Anastasia Beverly Hills. I apologize. It is their Glow Seeker highlighter in Pear. And then Benefit Cosmetics is coming out with the Dandelion Gold Baby Pink with Gold Shimmer. So here's the thing. I definitely want to get my grubby little paws on that Anastasia Beverly Hills highlighter. That looks beautiful. They released one, I think in the fall, that I also want to grab. I never got the Amrezy one, so I'm like trying to recreate that magic to myself here. The Benefit Dandelion, I think I'm going to need to see some live swatches with that one. My concern, actually I have two of them, is first off that gold is an overspray and that will be very irritating and immediately no. My other concern is that if I'm recalling correctly, Dandelion is a super fair shade of pink. And I mean, you can see my makeup today. I like a punchy blush. I don't see that like magically dissipating in the next 6 months. So I don't know that this is necessarily going to be for moi. That being said though, I would like, I have a couple of the Benefit blushes. I have Krista and is it Butterfly, I think? I digress. And I think both of those are on more of a matte formula. I would like them to release some shimmer blushes. I love a shimmery cheek. I know it's like kind of counter-indicated because I have super textured, large pore, oily T-zone skin. But I do love a glow. It just makes me feel pretty. So I would love for them to come out with some like shimmer through and through blushes and more than just dandelion. New from Makeup by Mario. This is their Super Satin Lipstick. It looks like they have 18 different shades. They're going to retail for $28 each. I don't see... Let's see here. Oh, okay. They are available now. So on their... Wait a minute. On their website. When will they be available at Sephora? I am actually super interested in this. Here's the thing. I love... and like I know I belong like in Britain when I say this, but I love a super pale nude lipstick with like a little bit of a darker lip liner, like for that ombre look. But I love that look on myself. I have for several years now. I go through phases where I really like a super nude, super pale, white undertone nude with like a little bit of a contrasting lip liner, or I go like to the opposite side where it's like deep, dark, and grungy. But I have found retailers for the deep, dark, and grungy. I have not found as many retailers for that super, super soft, pale nudes. And this looks like it's going to have a handful of them. It looks like Flatiron, South Shore, Broken Baby, and Midtown are all going to be contenders for that. I got a couple from Lawless, and I didn't get the shade Platinum because I was scared that it was going to look like concealer lips. And so I actually have them right here. I got these two shades. This one is in Wedding Day, and this one is in Daisy Girl. And I like both of these. I like them both in terms of shade quite a bit, but they're still not light enough for like what I'm looking for. So I might pick up Platinum, but I'm also actually more interested, I think, at this point in checking out these by Makeup by Mario. So I am jazzed about this. Okay, here's MAC. Now you can see why I was confused. So MAC has a new Love Struck Look collection coming out in 2024. It has an eyeshadow palette that has 6 shades, 3 different lipsticks, 2 blushes, a liquid highlighter, mascara, a cleanser. Quite the collection here. I could be interested in some of these pieces. Definitely not the eyeshadow palette. Perhaps like one of the more nude lipstick. Either of the blushes I think would be pretty fun. I've never tried I don't think I've ever tried a mascara from MAC, oddly enough. But yeah, I could be interested in a couple of these pieces if they come to Ulta. What I find happens though when their limited edition stuff comes to Ulta is that it's sold out within the first like 5 seconds and I don't get to go anywhere near it. So if I can get my hands on it, great. If not, I won't be heartbroken. It's cute, but it's not like a must-have. You know what I mean? New from Anastasia Beverly Hills. It looks like they are coming out with Lip Velvet liquid lipsticks, full opaque color, hours of wear. I think liquid lipsticks intense color payoff without the dryness or the cracking. It looks like they're going to be available December 28th on their website. I'm not super interested in this. I'm not super interested. The thing of it is that I do have some velvet liquid lipsticks in my collection and I like them just fine. But the reality of the situation is that if I am going to be wearing a liquid lipstick, it's because I want it to be transfer proof. And the velvets, I guess even with a liquid lipstick, you gotta still bring it with you, but I don't know, it's just not necessarily my favorite formula. I am curious to see some of the shades, I guess, because it looks like they have some like really pretty light nudes. Again, I'm really on that kick right now, so potentially I could be interested in these, but I'm just not sure, because Jaclyn Cosmetics, it sounds like from her last video, is indeed going out of business, which I guess I shouldn't be super surprised, but the bummer with that is that I actually love her liquid lipstick formula. Any liquid lipstick is going to be a little bit drying, but the shade range, she has like a lot of nudes, so I'm kind of hoping that someone in the makeup space will kind of step up and take that place of the liquid lipsticks, because I know a lot of brands make them, but not a lot of brands make versatile nudes. So anyways, I digress. It looks like this just dropped at Sephora. This is their Best Skin Ever Multi-Use Hydrating Glow Concealer. This is going to retail for $15, and there are 30 shades. Lightweight, medium coverage that corrects, conceals, and brightens the under eyes. I could be convinced to try this out. It's not something that I'm chomping at the bit to try because it is medium coverage, and I do have some medium coverage concealers in my collection that I like just fine. What I'm still kind of on the prowl for is more of a full coverage concealer. I still haven't tried the Natasha Denona one, so in terms of like concealers that I'm going to try, I'm much more likely to buy that one than this one, but this one does have a pretty decent price point. I'm a little nervous about glow being in there because I think sometimes what happens is they'll create a glowy or a dewy concealer that when applied under the under eyes creases pretty terribly, or the glow enhances texture. So I will need to see reviews on this one before I grab it. Last thing we have to talk about today is a sneak peek of a new palette from Nomad Cosmetics. The guessing game, they say, starts January 8th, and then the launch is the 16th. Nomad is one of my favorite indie brands. I feel like they're one of the first indie brands, besides like Jeffree Star Cosmetics, but I don't really think... Actually, I don't really know. I guess that's an indie brand, but I digress. They were one of the first ones that I like dipped my toe into, so they have a special place in my heart, and I also really do enjoy their formulas across the board. There's some that I have not purchased, but I have seen some folks with feedback saying that there's like inconsistencies. I personally have not experienced that, but that being said, I have not tried every single Nomad palette, so you know, nonetheless though, I'm curious to see what this color story is, and it could be a buy for me. I said we had like barely anything, and I feel like I've been talking for 7 years, but I digress. Let me know down below, are you interested in any of these? Do you think any of these are absolutely wonderful, or the opposite end of the spectrum? Do you think any of these are absolutely ridiculous? Please let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would love it so much if you would subscribe to my channel down below. As always, please stay happy, stay healthy, and stay blessed, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.